Tonight, in the second installment of our robocall series, we meet one woman who's making it her mission to put an end to those calls after her grandmother was targeted.
Since then, we've definitely seen a spike in applications, which has been great.
More businesses in Washington and Idaho are now offering bonuses to new hires. That comes after Idaho Governor Brad Little announced that the state would be ending its participation in the federal pandemic unemployment programs.
Also today, some students in the Coeur d'Alene School District were required to wear masks in the classroom. We're explaining how an outbreak is now bringing those masks back into the lesson plans.
We enjoyed another beautiful day here in the inland Northwest, and even warmer weather is on the way, and so is your forecast. Next.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 6. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
Welcome everyone, I'm Whitney Ward. Well, more businesses across the inland Northwest are now offering incentives to new hires. This is a story that we have been covering for at least the last week, and the list of businesses offering those bonuses has continued to grow.
The Eat Good group is also offering the incentives at its Idaho locations, as is Cyrus O'Leary's in Airway Heights. Our own Ian Smay reports tonight the push for incentives comes after some businesses felt a drop in applicants.
More and more businesses are offering incentives to get new employees in the door. Old European in North Spokane began offering a $500 bonus to new employees after their first 90 days. Anyone who refers them also gets $500. Now, Cyrus O'Leary's in Airway Heights has joined them. They say it's come down to a drop in applicants.
I'd probably say since the start of the pandemic for sure, but it's, the duration, how long this has lasted, the applicant drought, should we say, has just made it overall challenging, but definitely more recently, and especially with our graveyard team, which is kind of why we are specifically targeting this market and this position.
Anthony Antone with the Washington Hospitality Association says this is a result of a hiring crisis for the industry. And to combat the crisis, businesses are getting creative.
In hospitality, you quickly learn that complaining about it doesn't get the dishes washed or the guests served. We just got to come up with a solution. And so I think what you're starting to say is people saying, all right, how do I fix this issue and how do we move forward?
He says that instability has been one of the biggest drivers behind the staffing shortage. With counties able to be moved back to lower capacities every 3 weeks, people have expressed that they don't want to get a job 1 week and then turn around and restart the unemployment process the next week. With no date set yet for Washington fully reopening, he says we likely aren't done seeing creative ways to attract employees. At Cyrus O'Leary, at least, it seems to be working.
Yeah, we actually just rolled it out effective Friday. So I think that was the 7th. So since then, we've definitely seen a spike in applications, which has been great.
And it isn't just Washington businesses finding new ways to attract people.
In Idaho, we're struggling to find anybody, so we started a hiring bonus there.
Jason Green with the Eat Good group says they normally have a much higher demand for employees during the summer months. To combat the shortage, they are offering a total of $1,000 in incentives to new back-of-house hires and existing back-of-house employees. $250 will be given to the new hires up front, with another $250 after 6 weeks. Then, if they are still with the restaurant by September, they will get another $500, at which point employees who are already with the restaurant will also receive a bonus of $1,000.
And it has been somewhat successful. I think we've hired 6 people in the last 3 weeks. We're getting a ton of resumes. We are trying to the biggest challenge is getting people called back and getting them engaged very quickly.
Ian Smay, KREM 2 News.
Well, now that the Pfizer vaccine is going to be available to younger kids, public health officials are urging parents to vaccinate their children. The question is, will parents actually sign their kids up?
Yeah, today I spoke with a local pediatrician, and simply put, she says she is thrilled the Pfizer vaccine will be available for kids 12 and older. In fact, she says she's getting her daughter vaccinated later this week. You have kids?
I do, yes.
Will they be getting the vaccine?
My daughter signed up to get hers on Thursday.
So that is Dr. Jennifer Kallisvart. She's a pediatrician at Spokane Pediatrics. As you just heard, her daughter will be getting the Pfizer vaccine. Bottom line, Dr. Kallisvart says this vaccine has gone through the same process and scrutiny as other vaccines, and it's been determined to be safe and effective. In fact, clinical trials found it to be 100% effective for kids 12 to 15 while producing a robust antibody response. And because children make up more than 20% of our population, vaccinating them will be key to achieving herd immunity.
So even if your child is completely healthy, they may go to school with somebody who may not fight infections well, or have a grandparent or family member who could get sick. So by vaccinating your child who's healthy, you can help prevent other people from getting ill and possibly dying from it.
So all 3 vaccine manufacturers approved for U.S. use, Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson, are studying the vaccine's safety and effectiveness in children. So when will vaccines be available for kids younger than 12? Well, Pfizer has previously said they are not planning to ask for expanded emergency use until September, so at least a few months away. But bottom line, if you have a question about getting the vaccine for your kid, talk to your pediatrician. They're the experts, not some random online source.
Also today, President Biden spoke with several governors as his administration is rolling out extra efforts to get more Americans vaccinated. According to the latest CDC numbers, 46% of Americans have received at least 1 dose of the vaccine, with the president now pushing towards turning that number into 70% by July. The president and the administration has announced new programs to help get more Americans their COVID shots, including free Uber and Lyft rides to vaccination sites, community college vaccine clinics targeting students, and more funding for community outreach.
Parents who want to protect their children, younger teens who want to get vaccinated, we're a step closer to that goal now.
The administration also announced it will allow now undocumented college students, including so-called dreamers, to access federal coronavirus relief, and as long as they have been enrolled in a U.S. college or university since March 13th of 2020.
Let's talk weather. Temperatures heating up around the inland Northwest. Tom Sherry in the Outdoor Weather Center tonight. And Tom, it looks pretty good out there right now.
Oh my gosh, do you see it right there? Little free vitamin D coming into me right now.
Friend.
Pardon me?
The golden hour.
It is the golden hour. I was looking over there, but now I'm going to look right in the eye. It is the golden hour, my friend.
Okay.
You know, we grew the clouds during the afternoon hours, and then, my gosh, once the sun gets closer to setting now, a lot of the cloud cover is cleared out, at least here in most of central and eastern Washington, and it is an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous evening. Here we go. Let's talk about it. We're talking about seeing warmer days ahead. We'll look for temperatures in the 70s through the weekend. By the time we get to Sunday, we can actually even get up to 80 degrees. When you take a look at the latest radar, again, we show you a few showers in northern Idaho. Most of them, though, over in areas of western Montana, as you can see right there. And I will look for a chance of mostly cloudy skies tomorrow, I think, but I don't think we're going to see any shower activity. Right now, we're at 67 degrees, although I got to tell you, it feels much warmer than that right now out in the backyard patio here. We'll look for temperatures in the 60s early on this evening, then an overnight low of 45 tomorrow. Cloudy skies, shouldn't see as much sunshine as we've seen today, but we still anticipate it getting even warmer as we shoot for a high of 73. We saved the best for the last. The weekend, I've got temperatures hitting 79 on Saturday and almost 80 degrees on Sunday. I'll have a look at your 10-day outlook, all coming up in a few minutes.
Definitely looking forward to hearing more about that, Tom. Thank you. Well, the gas pipeline that delivers about 45% of the fuel consumed on the East Coast remains shut down tonight, paralyzed after a cyber attack. Now that disruption is creating a mad dash at the pump in some parts of the Southeast. Colonial was forced to shut down operations after a group of hackers called DarkSide broke into the computer system as part of a ransomware attack. AAA now says Americans should not start panic buying gasoline, but they should try to conserve gas by combining errands into one trip or using more fuel-efficient vehicles.
So far, there is no evidence from our intelligence people that Russia is involved, although there is evidence that the actor's ransomware is in Russia.
This shutdown is also putting airports on the East Coast at risk of lower supply. American Airlines had to adjust 2 long-haul flights out of Charlotte. Colonial Pipeline is hoping to reopen the line later this week, but cautions supply shortages are possible in the short term.
As